I'm glad to be here with you. I love this festival. I love sharing a porta potty with all of you. I think it's special that I shit in a hole, and then you shit on that shit, and then I shit on that shit, and then there's a mountain of shit that eventually touches one of our assholes. I think that makes us a family. I think that's special. I think it's a bad sign for an invention when you could have thought of it. Someone's like, Mike, we have a problem. Everyone has shit coming out of their ass all the time. They're like, okay, somebody dig a hole, and then we'll shit on that until it touches someone's asshole, and then we'll all run away. We went with that as a plan. I'm excited because the Mumford & Sons are here. That's very exciting. I love that one song they have. That's like that other song that they have, and then the other song they have that's similar, but it's like cool too. It's got sort of a strumming thing, and it sounds a little bit like their first album, but also like their newer album, which is cool. But they did not cancel. Is that true? Oh, no, it's not true. My friend Jeff says. Well, then I cancel my joke about that. No one gets it. I saw Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros are here in the festival. I just saw them at the Sasquatch Festival, and it blew my mind. It was like watching Edward Sharpe perform for 10,000 people who look like Edward Sharpe. It's just a bunch of people in the crowd with like gangly beards, and they look like they don't have a place to stay, you know, and they're all looking at the stage. They're like, it's a mirror, bro. And after their show, I was backstage and I saw the lead singer. Her name is Jade in the band, and I get kind of fanboyish sometimes when I meet people who I admire, and I was like, hey, that was really great, I just love it, it was singing, and I like your voice. And so I was trying to think of something funny to sing to her, and so I was like, well, hey, that was so cool because it was like watching Edward Sharpe perform for 10,000 people who look like Edward Sharpe. And she did not laugh at all. But she was really nice. She just nodded and goes, oh, okay. And I realized at that moment that you're not supposed to tell jokes to the people who the jokes are about. Like, I just am getting that. I've been doing comedy for 15 years. And it's just occurring to me, like people come up to me at parties all the time, they're like, you're a comedian, be funny now! And I'm like, no, I'm just gonna remember what happened in this conversation, and then I'm gonna tell that to strangers. And that's the joke. You're the joke later. I wanted to bring my wife here, because she loves a lot of the bands here too, but I got married. I don't know if you saw Sleepwalk with Me. It's a movie about how I wasn't going to get married, and then I got married, so sorry about that. What's that? Go, someone just shouted, go Ira Glass. He is not here. I am here. Thank you. He is dealing with, I don't know, copyright infringement cases or something. I don't know what this week's episode was about. Patent lawyer. years, but I'm here. Joey Back of Donuts. Here's the thing, you can't just shout for the next hour at me. I have a microphone and a plan. Like, I'm not like looking for ideas. I'm not like, I gotta get the 2,000 drunkest people at Bonnaroo together, and then we'll all pitch our ideas in, and we'll decide which is the best one. Oh, guess whose is the best one? Mine, you motherfuckers. I got it. I win. I got this. Sorry. So I didn't bring my wife. I got married. A lot of people, now that I got married, everybody's like, hey, how do you like marriage? And it's a very subjective question. I'm like, oh, I like my wife. Like, I would hate to be married to your wife. That seems horrible, you know, but like, my thing's good. I'll give you some advice if you ever get married, is don't make your wife or husband watch a movie that you have not seen since childhood and don't remember that well. And preface the viewing by saying, this is who I am. We watched Top Gun last week, and I had not remembered it as a homoerotic fighter jet film. Which incidentally takes place in peacetime. That's what's the most insane thing. There are no stakes in this movie whatsoever. There's no reason anyone should die. And then my favorite character, Goose, dies. It is bullshit. It does not make any sense. Goose shouldn't die. And then the whole thing is that Iceman, that's the Val Kilmer character, he says to Maverick, he's like, Maverick, you're too dangerous. Because Maverick is flying underneath other fighter jets at an inverted angle, looking down at their cockpit and giving them the finger. 90% chance everyone dies in that scenario. He is too dangerous. When I was a kid, I was like, yeah, he is too dangerous, so am I. But now I'm an adult and I'm watching it, I'm like, he's too dangerous. This is just too much. And the reason he's so dangerous is because he's overcompensating for the fact that he is gay. And that is very clear throughout the film in the volleyball scene. Also, in all of the love scenes with the so-called romantic lead, Kelly McGillis, who they're fully clothed. They shoot all the love scenes in a wide. Is she married to the director and the writer and the producer? What kind of fucking sweetheart deal did this woman get? That she is the romantic lead of an 80s movie where she is not naked. And Val Kilmer is. So I'm watching this movie with my wife, and I never thought in my relationship that I would have to explain to my wife that I am not gay. I thought that was covered or implied, but I had to. I kept trying to explain it, and all my explanations made it worse. I was like, oh, I watched it at like John Casey's birthday party, and afterwards we all played the soundtrack and we danced to Danger Zone. My wife is not here this week because we have a cat who is 18 years old, which means he is dead. He's more or less dead. He limps around. His back legs don't really work. Kind of crawls around, and We blend his food in our blender. That is, we use for our food also. He is our prison. We can't leave. We spend our whole lives taking care of our cat, Ivan. And last summer we decided, we're not going to live in this prison of Ivan anymore. We're going to go on a trip to Massachusetts. Yeah, it's a place. Yeah, it's a state in America. Yeah, and so we gave Ivan an antihistamine, and we put him in a car and we drove him, and we called it Catssachusetts, because when you own a cat, your barometer for humor out the window. You say Catssachusetts, kills with your wife, you're laughing, your wife's laughing, the cat is like, he likes it probably.